All right, appreciate your order, and I was taking a look at your swing here before I started recording a course, and definitely some things that I want to work on. But overall, you've got a nice motion here. Coming down into the ball, we stand up just a little bit, but I mean overall, I mean that's a pretty common thing and pretty easy to fix. Um, so how these lessons work is basically I kind of address a few things, and then you work on them, and then maybe you come back in 2 3 weeks after working on some things, and then we would reassess. So I'd like to let you realize that you know, after one lesson, it might not be perfect, but it's a process, and golf swings are hard, especially virtually. It can be a little challenging, but there's some things that I'm definitely going to give you to work on, and you're going to do well at. So, without further ado, let's dive into the analysis. So, first of all, I want to talk about setup, um, and more specifically, I want to talk about our um, addressing the ball. So right now we've got a lot of sit, or like I call it sit in our golf swing. Whereas notice how Tiger here, he's standing a little bit more straight up and down, not as much knee flex. But what he does have compared to you, I know you're kind of reaching down to the club there. Looks like you're a little taller, maybe 6 foot, 6'2". What he does have, Tiger, is he has a bend at his waist, where yours is relatively flat. All right, notice the difference between that top yellow line, where he's bending more here to get down to the ball, and you are bending with your knees to kind of get down to it. So this is a major change, and it's going to feel really funky, but I want you to work on it, is working on getting this address position down. So using Tiger as a model again, trying to bend more at the hips and keeping your knees a little bit straighter. All right, I'm going to draw a little skeleton of Tiger again, just to give you an idea of kind of what I'm looking for when it comes to how much knee flex you do. Reason being, you're probably thinking, all right, why? Reason being is check out all this room Tiger's got between his hands and his legs now, because he is bending more at the hips. All right, whereas you are right now, you're so scrunched up here that you're going to have to move your body out of the way in order to get your hands through. So look at your first move actually, is your hips opening up to make room for your hands to go out. Where Tiger, watch his first move here. Notice how his shoulders are able to take away the club. He starts opening his hips right about here, fully up top, of course. All right, so that's something small to work on, but it's gonna feel pretty major because this is a really different feeling for you. A good place to check is you do this well right now is you let your hands hang right below the club. All right, again, your hands hang right below your shoulders. Tiger does the same thing too. So that's just a in-house check you can do to make sure that you're setting up properly. So technically, I want to give you one little thing to work on. Technically, so when you go up to the top, I like everything kind of heading up to the top. Like this is pretty good. We're a little inside. We can address that later. But something that's going to feel really funky to you is I want you to think wrist angles, all right? And notice how you have this great bend here with your wrist, all right? And I'm going to go up to Tiger here and kind of do the same thing. You have this, let me go back down to where he is. So he's got the same thing kind of going on here. It's harder to draw. But I want you to notice what his wrist angle is doing at the top here. Notice how his left hand is completely flat. All right, when we go up to the top, notice we have a little bow in it. All right, it's bowing up. All right, I want you to practice and get this feeling of keeping this flat up at the top, because right now we bend so much with our wrist, we have to come back to it. You have to catch all the way back to it right about here. So you overextend your wrist here, then you have to bring it back to where it was flat. It's here, it's flat. So it's just kind of like a wasted motion effort, and it really affects the club face. All right. So think like, again, just comparing to Tiger's swing here. You want the most efficient swing possible, something you can repeat and repeat and repeat. That's golf. All right. And that's what makes a great tour player. You want little muscles, such as any muscles in your hands, wrists, forearms, even arms even too. You want to try to eliminate as much as possible. So going back to, our address position, he takes it away with the big shoulders here, and his pectoral muscles. He takes it away that. He doesn't take it away with the wrists. So building on that concept, it's kind of the same thing when we go up to the top of the swing. We want that flat wrist. That's what we're chasing. All right, we're chasing that repeatable motion. So again, this is something that you're going to have to toy around with, because it's not something like I can teach you over the computer per se. But a good kind of thing you can practice with is sticking like a wooden ruler from like grade school days. Sticking one in your glove, that'll keep you nice and flat there and give you that feeling. Now, obviously, you won't be able to hit the ball with it, but at least going up to the top and feeling what that flat wrist is like. Sorry, I don't know if I broke up a little bit. I'm trying to do the same motion as I'm talking, but getting that wrist flat up at the top. All right, and then you're going to have to transition that into your full swing. All right, every club. So these are actually kind of major changes that I don't want to build on right now. I want to see how that goes, see what you think. That's going to straighten you out, really, and it's going to make you more consistent. That's what golf swing's all about. It's being more consistent. So work on this. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you have any questions. I know you're struggling a little bit. It'll get better. It's going to be tough, this little transition. That's fine. That's golf lessons. You don't just, it's not like riding a bike where you hit one ball and it all makes sense. All right? You're going to have to practice this. Get used to it. Again, study this. Use a